Well, hello there, friends, family, fans, and finish line focused folks that could be called fantastically fabulous. It is Sunday, June 18th, Father's Day today. So happy Father's Day to all of you guys out there. It is 7:25 and we are having a relaxed morning this morning. I am making some raisin, date, and walnut flavored instant oatmeal. Yum yum. 3 of them. Going heavy today. 3 packets of the oatmeal. I put them in a freezer bag, and then I am heating up my water. Hi, Halo.
Morning.
I'm heating up my water in the... Oh, this one's mine. Okay. Halo's distracting me.
Sorry.
So anyway, I'm heating up my water in my pot, and I will dump it in my bag to heat up the oatmeal. Then the remainder of the water, which will be approximately 8 ounces, I'm going to dump a Starbucks Via in there. I'm going to have oatmeal and coffee this morning for breakfast, along with a pepperoni stick that our neighbor gave us. Actually, she gave us the oatmeal too. We gave her a ride yesterday, and she gave us like a bag of food, so that's a good trade. Anyway, I'm going to have this pepperoni stick along with my oatmeal for breakfast while I enjoy my coffee at a picnic table. Yay! And my family, although the kids are not up yet, I can hear rustling in the jackrabbit tent. I can hear them deflating air mattresses, so that means they're alive. And they are preparing to pack up. So we're going to pack everything up, load up the truck, and then the family's going to drop the cur dogster and I off at whatever mile we were at. And we're going to hike on in to Front Royal. Woohoo! And tonight it's a hotel and date night with Halo. So, yay, excited about all that. We're going to eat restaurant food. I'm going to sleep in a real bed. Anyway, looking forward to all of it, but really looking forward to drying out some gear. It's gotten damp over the last couple days. Everything's kind of a little bit wet, but slow going this morning. Everything's barking at me just a little bit, but basically feel pretty good and ready to go. So I'll enjoy my oatmeal and we'll catch up to you soon. Look at what Halo hooked me up with today for Father's Day. If you can tell, there's specks of blue in there. If you're guessing that's a blueberry Pop-Tart, you would be absolutely correct. Woohoo! Getting ready for my first bite. I always eat the crust off first, so I don't actually get to taste the Pop-Tart. Oh, my coffee's done. I don't get to taste the Pop-Tart till I've eaten the crust, but already I think I like it. Again, my standards are pretty low. Ooh, I think that's pretty good. You guys want to witness the first bite? Ooh, I think that's better than the cherry and stuff. Wow. All right, we've got at least 3 flavors of Pop-Tarts now that are on the table for hiking. All right. Thank you, Halo.
You're welcome.
And the kids are waking up. There's 2 boys coming out of the tents. Ah! All right. Here we go. Welcome to another episode of Disciple Hiking the Appalachian Trail. I got up today and decided, you know what, it's Father's Day. I'm going to go for a hike. And it was conveniently located about an hour and something from my takeout point yesterday on the Appalachian Trail. So that's what I'm doing. It's hiking the AT. If you're looking down at this trail saying, well, that doesn't look like the AT. Boy, you are correct. It doesn't look like it, but it is currently. So what a smooth, flat piece of dirt to walk on. Best Father's Day present ever is flat, smooth dirt trail. Here for a little bit. We left the parking lot probably 2 tents back, maybe 3 tents now. Hiked up like a fire road, really, and then now I'm on this very level, flat piece of trail. So wow, thank you. And the temperature is gorgeous. It's like 73 degrees. In the sun it's warm, but in the timber it's very pleasant. The birds are chirping and singing. It is gorgeous. We packed everything up, which actually went very well. The Suburban is loaded down with gear, but it fits in there pretty well. That's why we have a Suburban, so we can load the back end up. And anyway, had to stop at the visitor's center so Gigi and Poke could, aka Isabel and Caleb, could turn in their books from their junior ranger program yesterday. And they turned in those books and had to answer some questions and explain some of their answers in their books. But then they set a pledge and are now officially junior rangers. So they are very excited, especially Caleb, little Poke. He is especially excited about being an official junior ranger. So they have little badges that they got for that. So they're very, very excited, and it worked out perfect. We had to wait about 15 minutes for the visitor center to open. So Dog and I went over to the wayside and got a cinnamon roll, and I got some couple cookies for the kids and some coffee and a Gatorade. So got hydrated up, and $14 later we are junior rangered and now driven to the trail, and here we go. So 5.5 miles today to get into Front Royal, and looking forward to that. Looking forward to restaurant food and a hotel, especially getting some stuff dried out. We had to pitch here's kind of a life lesson learned, or a lesson for all of you, some of you that may not have camped a bunch. When you get to campsites, it's tempting to set your tent, to pitch your tent on a flat dirt spot. But if there's ever any other options, don't pitch on the dirt, because when it rains, that dirt turns to mud, and the mud splatters. And when the wind blows, if you're lucky enough to get a good storm, the wind blows the rain, it bounces off the dirt under the rain fly and then through the mesh into your tent. So it just makes a mess of everything. Plus that dirt is hard packed, because that looks like such a good spot to pitch. Everybody sets up there. It makes it so hard. It's almost like sitting up on concrete. And then when the rain runs down, it has nowhere to go but up inside your tent. So it pressure wicks through the floor of your tent. And we use footprints which go underneath your tent to protect the floor, but moisture gets in there, and like I said, it has nowhere else to go but up in your tent. So I try to find leafy, grassy spots, even weedy. I'll put my tent anywhere I can, but on dirt. So anyway, but we were forced to pitch on some dirt back there. So one of our tents is very dirty, very wet right now. So when we get to the Hampton Inn, we have to set stuff up or set it out in the sun to dry, and then we'll be able to clean that dirt, the dry dirt off the best we can. So anyway, it just takes a little extra work to reset stuff up. So all right, hiking north on the Appalachian Trail, mile 964. I'm gonna guess it goes this way. I don't see any blazes, but I'll have to read the little sign. The signs are hard to read. Whoops. All right, let me move the camera. I can't tell, just lists some gaps. All right. Appalachian Trail. Huh, looks like maybe it goes this way. Let me double check on some blazes. Anyway, let me get back with you. I'm gonna talk about shoes here in a minute. See, it would be sure nice if they just put a blaze there, but they don't. All right, let me double check what's going on, and I'll get back with you. I'm gonna talk about shoes in a minute. All right, here's some thoughts on shoes so far. So the Soles inserts, and that's the brand, they're called Soles, have more cushion for sure than the Green Super Feet. And I remember Jeff back at Mount Rogers Outfitters in Damascus telling me, you know, some people want cushion, but that comes at a cost because that absorbs water. And boy, he's exactly right. The soles are definitely more cushy. They've got a lot of good rigid support, but they also have that cushion, and the cushion is still not completely dry from the rain really 2 days ago, but of course the vegetation was wet yesterday. So those soles, I stuck them out the window on the drive back yesterday for quite a while, trying to dry them out, and they're not bad, but they do definitely hold more moisture, which then adds to blisters and foot slippage and shoe swellage, if that's a word, stuff like that. So this pair of oboes, Traverses, we ordered them through Amazon. I don't know if that makes any difference or not, where they came from exactly, but from the very beginning, they've not been quite as good as that first pair I got back at Mountain Crossings there in Georgia. So the soles, I slipped more. Well, I looked at them real close last night, and several of the lugs have torn off or are to the point that they're ready to come off. They're like completely broken away from the shoe, the outsole, and now they're very they're just hanging on by a thread. So I'm missing several lugs are broken, and the heel on the right shoe has already like torn through on the inside. The material is torn through. The toe on my right shoe also is like torn away. The toe guard, the rock guard, is torn away. So it's like this poor pair of shoes just is not holding up as well as the others. And so I'm going to call Oboes tomorrow and see what they say about it, because this pair and I don't know the mileage from Daleville to here, but they've had problems from before I got in the Shenandoahs. So whatever the mileage is, I'm going to guess 200, maybe 250, whatever it is. Boy, they are just, kind of beat up. I'm slipping. They slip on my feet a little more. They're just not quite as good. So I don't know if it's just randomly a different pair or what, but I know Oboes will totally stand behind them, because they've already said they'd give me two new pairs of shoes, and since I'd already bought one, I guess technically that's 4 pair. So what I'm thinking of doing is going ahead and getting the replacement for the first Traverses and get another pair of Traverses, but then also try that other model that I think it was Jeff recommended, that actually has a little more support and structure, and kind of try out, but if they'll do that, I'd like to try out a different model and see kind of what I like. And as long as the family's here, put a few miles on both, or especially that new model. I think it's like the saw bill or something like that, but they come in a wide, so I'd get a 13 wide and try that, and then try these insoles, and also possibly a new pair of the green super feet, and just kind of try to dial it in a little bit better on my feet, because boy, having painful feet is not good. So I'm hoping with the Nero today and the Zero tomorrow to really soak my feet in Epsom salts, which dries out those blisters and get them started on recovery, and yeah, give that a shot. So anyway, there's some thoughts on shoes, on these shoes, on the insoles and different combinations. So you would think, hiking 1,000 miles, that you would kind of have that dialed in, but nope. It's like everything's kind of constantly changing, and it depends on, like, one setup may be good in dry weather, but boy, when it rains, it changes everything. So you have to take that, because it's rare that our feet are dry more than a couple days or whatever. So anyway, just some thoughts, some possibilities for some changing. I think there's an outfitter in Front Royal, so we'll see what they have. They may have a different combination that I might want to try or whatever, because your feet are certainly important. I kind of make mine a priority. Take care of your feet, and they'll take care of you. So when you're backpacking, you're kind of stuck. You don't have much other choice but to do what your feet dictate. So there you have it. That's thoughts for now. Looking forward to some food. Lots of food. All right, friends and family, we are done with the Shenandoahs. This is the park boundary right here. So woohoo, I'm actually free at last. That's behind us. So out of the Shenandoahs. It has truly actually been pretty decent. The trail, we were just talking this morning, I think that the trail is that 100 miles, 101 miles, I guess it is like the easiest 101 miles of the whole trail thus far. So it's not that it's hard or whatever, it was just kind of boring and crowded at times, and you know, anyway, huts were far apart or far off the trail, and water wasn't very it wasn't very common or whatever. But anyway, there is lots of wildlife, lots of deer, and got to see 2 bears. So yay, that was cool. It felt good, and it feels really good to be done with the Shenandoah National Park. So don't know how far that was from where we quit last night, but it's not far. So got 4.5 miles or something to do today, and headed for Front Royal. Shenandoah's their history. I don't know if you guys can hear, but listen to the birds. Sadly, I can't stand still because there's also the buzzing of mosquitoes. But just walking through this little valley, it's not far from the road. I got less than an hour's walk, I'm sure, to the road. But just walking through here, the birds are chirping and singing, and it's gorgeous. There's a breeze rustling the trees overhead. And oh, here's a little tree to climb. Oh, anyway, oh, there we go. Yeah, it's just the sounds of the wilderness along the AT is gorgeous. Just a minute ago, I crossed over a babbling brook, the water trickling down through the rocks, and the birds singing, and the breeze is blowing. Oh, here's another babbling brook that I'm coming up to. Wow, you can add that to the sounds that I get to listen to. It's beautiful. Here's the brook and what I get to cross. Anyway, I just thought the sounds were pretty. Hopefully you could hear the birds. If not, insert your own songbirds from your area, and lots of them. It was sure pretty. So just got done with a fairly killer climb. Sounds like a killer dog up there too. He's getting closer. Let me put the camera away a second. Yeah, maybe he's gonna leave me alone. I want both hands. Oh, cool, look at the view. So you can see through there. What a gorgeous view. Anyway, been hiking through we just went up killer climb, got totally soaked in sweat. I mean, it was legit. Anyway, climbed it and made it, and now been following this fence for a while. There was a sign back there at the corner gate that said U.S. property. Oh, wow. Look at the pretty view. Super neat. Anyway, it's kind of weird being out here on the Appalachian Trail, having such a big, tall fence with barbed wire and stuff. Along there, and there was a spot back there where a tree had fallen across the fence and smashed it. And they had not come along and fixed it yet. So whatever it's keeping in or out can get in or out right there where that log is. So look at the AT right now. Cool stream going underneath.